snuck right in. I will now move to number 7, citizens present, letters on the table. The first item of business. Dear Mayor Grady, please be informed that I hereby resign my position as president of Narberth Borough Council and my position as a member of Narberth Borough Council effective immediately. As you know, I've been elected to the position of magisterial district judge, and I must resign my borough office prior to taking my oath as judge later this month. I'm honored and privileged to serve the citizens of a borough, as a borough councilor for the past 9 years, and I look forward to continuing service in my new role. I wish to thank my colleagues on Borough Council, all borough employees, members of the various boards and commissions, Narberth Police and Fire Departments, and yourself for many years of selfless dedication and hard work to the Borough of Narberth. The efforts of these fine individuals continue to make Narberth one of the best places to live in the country. I offer my best wishes for the continued success of the Borough of Narberth. You're truly yours, Michael Sam Quinn. So the council has to take an action to accept this letter.
Let's say no.
So if someone would like to, I congratulate our soon-to-be former President Quinn on his election as magisterial judge. If someone would like to make a motion to accept his resignation.
I sign our letter.
I think we accept this. I make a motion.
Please, I would like to make a motion to accept President Quinn's letter of resignation.
I'll second that.
All right, is there any discussion?
Oh,
This
bittersweet.
the roast will be later.
That's right.
Just for official business. All right, is there a vote? All in favor of accepting the resignation of Councilor Quinn?
Aye.
Aye. That would be unanimous. Thank you, Sam, for your many years of service, and many more to come. All right, we did receive a letter from Mr. Brandolicio late, at 5 o'clock this afternoon. I'm going to enter it into the public record. I believe the Brandolicios are here and will speak during public comment, so I will not read the letter, but I will make it available to anybody, and I'm sure they also will be happy to share. This just goes in the pile. Still needing Councilor Civil. Right there. All right. Now, if someone could hand me that sign-in sheet.
We also got a letter from,
We had a couple, right?
Yeah.
here's one from, I can just give the highlights of it and just try to.
Erica Santos.
There
Or,
you go.
you want me? I have it. Right.
Yeah, why don't you take it?
Sure. As Mr. Wakebright alluded to, we received a letter from an Erica Santo regarding Ordinance 984. I believe that's the proposed amendment to the zoning ordinance for. Ms. Santo writes that she lives at 121 Elmwood Avenue, that she's unable to attend the meeting tonight, but is reiterating her opposition for commercial use in South Narberth. She mentions traffic concerns and speeding problems that she represents that they have in the south side. She represents that the speeding and the traffic make her nervous because she has children and getting in and out of the car. Second child on the way, so it's a growing concern. And that this concern will then continue to mature as her kids mature and they're running around Narberth and visiting various schools and activities. That they bought their home approximately 3.5 years ago and are intent on raising their family here. And that is the overall gist of that particular letter submitted by Ms. Santo.
We also received a letter from Jim Herring, who I see in the audience. It came to all council members. I don't think it came to the office. So I'm going to forward it now to the office. And,
Make that part of the record.
if he would like to speak on his own when it's time, that's fine, but basically opposes 984 for many of the same reasons and was very concerned about the traffic.
Was that the emergency vehicle?
That's a different, same person. This is a different letter, so I want to make sure we're complete.
Yes, it should go into the record.
So,
Hey Grady, we went past the mayor's reports, but maybe when we're done with citizens present.
That's fine, I'll just a few minutes.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to make a note so I don't forget you.
emails that were sent to the council today.
I'm not finished.
Okay, thank you.
We received a letter from Rosemary McDonough today at 11 a.m. to reiterate that the 200 plus signatures represent the view of 93% of the South Side residents, and I'm adding in parentheses, in opposition to ordinance 984. I'm getting a nod that is correct. That our committee of some 30 people visited door to door. I'm extremely proud of the significant investment of time and energy our committee has put forth to indicate to Borough Council how very strongly the residents they were elected to represent oppose Jason Gordon's project. There is absolutely no reason to rush forward with his plan when 2 other church buildings in town have been successfully converted to residential-only properties. We urge you most strongly to respect the well-informed, well-organized, and well-articulated views of your constituents. Thanks, happy holidays, and see you tonight, Rosemary McDonough, Co-Chair, Committee for Residential Narberth. Are there any other letters?
Yeah. Colleen John Hyde.
I'm sorry?
I sent a letter in around 9:28 this morning to everyone in the council.
Here it comes.
And the mayor.
Councilor Weisbord is going to read that for us.
Yes.
Colleen Schoenhardt?
There you go.
I got it. Corrections. Do you want me to go ahead and read?
Go for it.
Okay. Mr. Vice President, the letter from Ms. Schoenhardt reads as follows. Dear Borough Council members and Mayor Grady, enclosed are the 200 signatures from the streets of South Narberth voicing their opinion that they want the Elmwood Baptist Church to remain zoned residential. The new proposed amendment to Ordinance 984 would bring parking and traffic problems to the south side. Safety issues are a concern as it would create more traffic on our narrow streets as our children are walking to and from Marion Elementary School. It will also exacerbate the existing problem of overflow cars parking on our streets from the SEPTA lot and Marion Elementary, which becomes more pronounced in winter with snow and need for snow removal. The issue of emergency vehicles having room to move through our small streets is also a safety issue with more cars parked and more traffic. We urge the council to represent and address needs of our community. Several churches and the older St. Margaret's Elementary School have successfully been renovated into residential successfully. This is what we think would be appropriate and safe in our neighborhood. Best, Colleen Schoenhardt, 131 Marion Avenue, 33-year resident of Narberth. And she attaches to her email the various signature pages of their petition with, I'll take her at a representation that there are 200 possibly plus signatures on it.
Thank you. All right, moving to the spoken part of public comment, citizens present. I think we had a very effective evening last Wednesday, but we're not under the same time pressure that we were. But I am going to impose a 5-minute limit on speakers. I have some people here who have put their name down. Terry Fox is the first. So Terry, are you here? There you are. If you'd like to stand up, state your name and address, and Councilor Tevlin Moffitt is going to keep track of the time.
Terry Fox, 104 Maple Avenue. And I will send my full letter to be included in the public record after tonight's meeting. I want to follow up on last week's meeting about the revised amendment to Ordinance 984 and address some of the elephants in the room. The Ordinance 984 affects 4 churches, not just the Baptist Church at 198 Elmwood Avenue. And the ordinance applies to all future employers and property owners, not just Jason Gordon. Consequently, I urge council to take the long view and look at the impact of the amendment on all 4 churches and their surrounding communities, rather than wait until a particular property comes up for debate. And there are several valid reasons for this. To begin with, no cap was put on the number of employees allowed if the ordinance was amended for use. The Building and Zoning Committee decided to leave that to the International Building and Fire Codes. And even at the lower IBC allotment, 55 employees would be allowed at 198 Elmwood Avenue, and even greater numbers at the other 3 larger churches. The result being that well over 220 employees and their automobiles would be commuting into the residential streets surrounding the churches on a daily weekday basis, adding considerable traffic congestion, exacerbating already existing parking problems, and eroding the residential nature of our borough. On top of that, the most recent revision of the amendment reads that the employees cannot park within the immediate vicinity of the church. The term immediate vicinity is not defined, but there aren't too many streets left for parking when you eliminate the immediate block surrounding the four churches. And my husband and I have personal experience living on Lantern Lane, my parents in Essex Avenue. We're in South Narberth, and so we're very clear that there's not adequate parking in any of the neighborhoods to accommodate office use of the churches. Further, the ordinance 984 is working as it stands, and that the conversion of the Baptist church to 100% residential use is a viable option. As was stated in the September 14th meeting, 2 developers were interested in the property, aside from Mr. Gordon, and Matt Brand, who converted the Methodist church to condos, has already put in 2 bids to do the same at 198 Elmwood Avenue. So that to pass the amendment to Ordinance 984 without taking the long view and without addressing the impact on the community surrounding all 4 churches raises unfortunate speculations about the amendment. And first, there is the speculation that the amendment is actually spot zoning in disguise. Then there is the disconcerting speculation about the encouraging conversations that Mr. Gordon reports he had with borough officials, which led him to form his 198 Elmwood Partners LCC on April 2nd of this year. And the members of that partnership have yet been disclosed, and they too can benefit from the amendment. That was the same month that the proposed form-based zoning code draft was finally made available to public in full text. Mr. Gordon went on to purchase the residentially zoned church property for $800,000 on June 1st without a contingency clause for receiving a variance, and he hired a planning commissioner at the recommendation of the planning commissioner chair, Jim Cornwell. He hired a planning commissioner, David Brower, as his architect, and his presentation drawings and parking studies are dated August 3rd. This action on Mr. Gordon's part took place before the form-based zoning code public meetings on July 8th, August 5th, and September 9th, and before the public had a chance to study, absorb, and debate the dense and complex draft of the proposed zoning changes, which would alter the residential neighborhood nature of their community in favor of Mr. Gordon's investments. Other disturbing speculations are that the borough officials feel that Mr. Gordon will tear down the church or sue the borough if he does not get approval for his desired office commercial use. And if Mr. Gordon has made either of those threats, the residents of Narberth have a right to know straight up when and to whom they were directed so they can respond. Perhaps the most disturbing speculation of all is the speculation that the efforts of the majority of residents in the vicinity of the Baptist church to oppose the development of office commercial use are futile, because a number of borough officials made a commitment months ago to back Mr. Gordon in spite of any opposition from the residents. Educating ourselves and voicing our opinions has been a frustrating experience. We have been met with denial and distortion of information, incorrect and conflicting information. I have about 1 paragraph left, so I'd like to go.
Go ahead.
Delays in having our questions answered and angry retorts and voicing our opposition. I urge you to vote against amendments that would introduce office and commercial use to our residentially zoned streets. We, the majority of homeowners who are living, parking, and walking the streets in the vicinity of the churches, are the true experts about what is best for our part of town, and we want residential only. We ask you to stand by our vested interests in our homes and our neighborhood and prove these unfortunate speculations wrong. Ordinance 984 is working. Leave the ordinance as it stands.
Thank you very much, Ms. Fox. I will